have a joke for you. The chief executive officer and the chief strategy officer walk into Celsius's vault. They walk out with $17 million, and then they lock the door behind them so nobody else can get in and get their cash out before they lock down and ban withdrawals from their not a bank. And a year prior, the CEO, the chief executive officer, had said, banks are not your friends, but bring your money to us and we'll hold it and we'll lend out money and pay interest on it to you at very high rates of interest, on sustainable rates of interest, and it will all be fine because we're not a bank. We just operate like a bank, but without the regulations and the scrutiny of a bank because we are crypto, we are Web3, we are decentralized, we are your friend. We are your friends. And then comes June of 2022. It turns out the company Celsius has liquidity problems. They lock down withdrawals. They owe their customers $4.7 billion in cash. $4.7 billion in cash. And before locking the doors to their vault with all of their customers' money in it, well, the money that should have been in there but is no longer there because the business model didn't make any sense because crypto and Web3 and all of this decentral DeFi nonsense doesn't make sense because it is nonsense, right? So before all of this happens, the CEO takes his money out. The CSO, strategy officer, takes his money out. The CEO's wife takes her money out, $2 million out. The CSO again actually used $4 million of his money that was in Celsius as collateral on a loan from an actual bank. And then they tell you, you cannot take your money out. There are no withdrawals of Celsius. But the whole promise of Web3 and cryptos and blockchain and all of the other names that you want to give a DeFi was that it's decentralized. Was that no one controls you. You control your own assets. You have ownership. There is no middleman. And it's public and anonymous. But it turns out in their bankruptcy filing, you don't actually own the money in Celsius. It's actually their money, as they told the judge. And, it's not private. They just filed with the court again, 14,000 pages in their bankruptcy filing. And the reason it's so long is because they included all of your names in it. They included your name, your address, your email address, all of your details, including your recent transactions. So much for anonymous and private and whatever you want to call it. So much for the benefits of the blockchain and DeFi. Decentralized finance, the grand idea that nobody thought about because everyone else was too stupid. And they built this dumb financial system, complex system across the entire world, and they couldn't think of using the blockchain. But these guys are so much smarter than everyone else, the blockchain folks. They believe they know all about software and computer science, and they know more than the economist about economics, and they know more about finances than the financial people. They think they know better than everyone else. And time again, they're proven wrong. $4.7 billion just up in the air. It's gone. You'll never get it back. And I'm so sorry that is the case if you are one of Celsius's prior users. You went there for ownership and control and, of course, high interest rates and privacy, but anonymously public. And what you get in return is your money locked up. And it also turns out you don't actually own your money. And you were defrauded because there was insider trading. The CEO and his wife took out $12 million before locking the door. That's the definition of insider trading. They had information nobody else had. They used it before telling the whole world that, hey, we have liquidity problems, and they cashed out and then prevented you from cashing out as well. I guess there can't be a bank run if they're not a bank, and there is no bank left. So much for not having anyone controlling your money. I'm sorry that this is happening to you, a finance enthusiast, and all the others. I truly am. I try to tell people for years now that this crypto stuff, these DeFi and Web3 things don't make any sense. They have no value. They're unproductive. And at best, they're just scams. Because at least scams are productive. At least somebody's getting money from that. They're unproductive assets. The only way to make money is if somebody else loses money. There is nothing being exchanged. There is no value being added. And that's why we keep getting to these points with all of these DeFi companies. They all end the same way. In complete and total collapse and a revelation that they didn't mean anything they told their users, their customers. None of it was true. And that's going to happen every single time. Every single time, 100%. I have never been so certain, but I'm certain of this. They will all end the same, just the same way Celsius is ending now, and the rest of them have in the past. I'm sorry, actually I lied. I have been so certain before because I usually do my research and I understand what's going on. I'm a software engineer, so I understand this pretty well. I've built decentralized systems and distributed systems. I understand their pros and cons, and their cons outweigh their pros for most practical usages. There's a reason we haven't used them so far. We've had these financial systems for so long and we haven't used blockchain because it didn't make any sense. We've had the internet for so long, we've had blockchain for so long, and we chose not to build the internet on blockchain because it didn't make any sense. So if someone comes to you today and tells you, oh, we just discovered blockchain and it's the best thing ever and it solves all of the problems, they probably have no idea what they're talking about. And worse, they're probably out to get your money, take it from you, and then lock the doors behind them. I hope this video was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and comment. Are you a Celsius customer? For some reason, the share price is still at $1.28 today. How is it still trading that high? Are you one of those people who are holding on to Celsius? I would love to know why. I like to say about a dip, but that's for productive assets because they have underlying value. There is no underlying value of Celsius or any of the cryptos. So I don't understand why the price of this crypto coin is still above zero. I'd love to hear from you if you know why. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.